Mic's on. Hopefully that works. Probably turn that one on too. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
I don't know what's happened with this because OBS has now given me like another 7 mic levels, and I hope everyone can hear us.
Okay.
So I don't know what it's done, but it doesn't like whatever I've done.
So if I just don't talk, then no one will know if they can hear me or not. Right?
Well, they say we can hear us. Why haven't you put Bob's pronouns? Bob is an entity onto its Bobness. Echo on Matt. Right, I might have to plug my headphones in. And then, yeah, probably that way. And this will obviously fuck everything up now.
Of course. Yeah.
I don't think that's worked at all.
Any good? No? Yay, nay?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Though laughing with an echo gives great evil genius vibes. Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
definitely how we hear the
ancestors.
It's either that or I think my headphones are broken.
What if I just whisper?
Don't, no, because I'll fall asleep. Yeah, I think my headphones are broken. How bad is the echo? Is it that bad? I could turn... Oh, Baz, you're back again. You're back for some LARP chat this time, though. Is it pretty bad?
No, I am the evil.
Yes.
Oh, I could hear it as well. That's bad.
I can't.
I'm not even sure how I heard that. Unless
Andy's just repeating everything you're saying, which is a possibility.
Well. Bum 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 bum.
Do we need like some elevator music?
Yeah. The weird thing is I've got Mr. Sandman going through my head. Mr. Sandman. Right, let's turn that on. Connected. Right. It's not even turned on, my. The quality. Oh. Okay.
Oh.
Yes. Right. Okay. There's that. Okay. Want to say something?
Is that any better? Who knows?
So it's decided that it doesn't want to pick up on that.
Okay.
Oh, much better.
Now,
that's much better, is it?
Well, that's good. So you currently sound like you're inside of a lion's mouth to me, but that's fine. I can still understand you.
How do I? Okay, so that means then. Okay, so it. Right, so I need output to that and input to that.
Hello and welcome to How Not to Set Up a Stream.
It's most of my streams, let's face it. How's that? Is that better now?
That's much better for me.
Plug the headphones in, put that on, and then it flipped everything. So it was doing the mic through these and everything. So, yeah. Right, okay, now I know.
All the knobs and dials have been twisted to 12.
Well, I don't know. There's still a knob on stream.
Prostram.
See, I get echo in this now, but that doesn't bother me. Oh, Baz, gifting a sub. Thank you so
Hooray!
much. Oh, it's gone to Matt. Oh,
Woo!
so close. Yeah, Speaking Lady echoed. That was weird. I don't get that. Oh well, never mind. But we're here. We're done. We're set. We're only. Yeah, it took us 10 minutes, but never mind. Jesus. Woo!
And on that bombshell, it's an early exit. So we'll see you later.
Watching, everyone.
Bye.
We'll see. Oh man, how have you been, Matt? We haven't spoken on stream for months and months and months.
It's been a long old time. Yeah, I've been good. I've been plodding along. I've just been working a lot, so I've been away and sort of not around. And then Christmas happened,
Yes.
which of course is like a month-long celebration. I always think, it's the end of December and a little bit of January, when actually, no, it's pretty much like 6 weeks for us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been nice. I don't feel really relaxed or refreshed at all, but
Nope.
that's fine. I think that's my perpetual state of being.
Yeah, I feel you on that one. Gecko Gamer is in chat. I haven't seen Gecko Gamer for ages. I know he's doing his own stuff. I think he got into a lot of like reenactment and stuff. So that's really cool.
Sweet.
Yeah,
That's very cool.
yeah. So April E1.
Not long.
They kind of gave it away, I thought, on Facebook, with Andy Raff saying he's been watching things and it's been getting him in the mindset to get ready and making it ready for April. So sort of like,
Yeah.
you've kind of said April is going ahead now. Then that's so.
What is it, like 12 weeks, something like that? Not long at all.
If John's in chat, he'll be able to tell us how many days.
14 weeks.
14 weeks. GG. 2E1.
Yikes. No, not too many weeks. Lots to do.
94 days. There we go.
Oh.
Thank you, John.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
It's
Better get cracking.
how much have you got to do? How much prep have you got?
I have a whole obelisk to build, so that's a fun project. Which I've sort of been meaning to make for like the last 2 years. And I didn't bother starting it last year, really, because we kind of knew more so that we weren't going to have events. And now it's like, yeah, that's soon. I better go and buy a butt ton of foam and then start carving an obelisk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I guess it will be well. A lot of it's going to be prep when we're actually at the event. Like we've got the whole field to rebuild.
Yeah.
So that's it's going to be a lot of prep, like making sure that we've got enough tools and stuff between everyone in our camp at least, and then figuring out what furniture and stuff we need to bring. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've just banned someone from chat.
Oh.
Jesus Christ. So remember what I was saying to you beforehand about comes in. So yeah, we just had someone come in and fuck me. I will not tolerate any of that shit. Any homophobia, fuck off.
Yeah, they can get in the sea or a bin or a trash compactor.
See, I like the fact that I was doing it really subtly as well. I was hoping nobody would notice. Ben's just said I beat him to it. But as soon as I saw that, I was just like, no, not having it. No, you're gone. I don't care. I'm not entertaining it. So, fuck me. Yeah.
Bob did eat. Yeah. True.
Yes. Yeah, I think that should be the way it's. Yeah, they've not been banned. Bob's eaten them, like he does children, like it does children. They do children. He Bob's children. No, that sounds really bad. He.
We're just going to put a plug in that, and
no, we're just let's move on. Oh my god! So you got an obelisk to build. Was it this for the orc camp? Is it?
Yeah, so when I think a lot of nations had a change in their Hearth magic, pretty much like when the game finished back in 2019. Like we all had big updates, probably
Yeah.
over that winter actually.
Mm.
And one of the orc ones was we like writing. Writing is good. If you write stuff down, then it's more likely to happen. That's sort of the TLDR. There's a lot more nuance than that. And the other one is obelisks. So now that we've got Scarsind, we've got home of our own, we've had it for a while, we want to lay claim to it and put down big signs that say, "This is mine." Now, I, being the uneducated sort, would have thought, banners are great for that. Flags that you can paint stuff on and write things on, and they're lightweight and transportable, and you could carry them around in the Legion or in your car. But no, somebody, head orc back in Scarsin, decided we're going to start carving giant Egyptian obelisks that say, "This is mine." So,
Well,
I've now got to make one, don't I?
well, you're the talented sort, so I'm sure you'll get that down pretty quickly.
And it has to be. I've realised it has to be at least an inch taller than the two navigator statues in Highguard, because why would we not try and outdo the
Yeah,
Highborn
why
in
not?
Anvil, right?
Well, yeah, you kind of have to. Yeah, it's kind of Jesus. Yeah, anything to outdo Highguard really, or put Highguard down, or just to do anything like that. So what are you going to be making that out of then? Is that going to be a foam thing? Is that a wood thing? With
Yeah.
foam that
So
you're going to input it into parts?
I've made like a wooden box that is going to be like the bottom of the plinth. So it's like a big, like a kick plate at the bottom, then some poles up, then like a band. So at like kind of knee height. So if you like kick it or you knock into it, you'll like hit the wood. And then that'll have like foam in between it as like a panel for like writing and stuff. And then you'll have the actual obelisk going up still in foam.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably maybe get like some big metal rings and put them on the wood, and then it can look like it's the sort of thing you can hoist into a cart. So it almost looks like the orcs have bought this on a truck to Anvil, rather than it's a solid actual thing here, which I think is a bit cooler than just
Yeah,
a square bit of foam, right?
it's like old military units who take their flags and put them up in places, and just to say, look, we're here now, and so everybody gets to see that sort of stuff. There was a comment there from Russ that I wanted to go at, because I think this is something that everyone's feeling at the moment. So he's not on his own. So glad I can catch a stream. Been feeling a bit off about LARP, but now that it's getting closer, I'm starting to get excited again. Really can't wait to meet new people. It's amazing. Yeah, I think everyone's been feeling off and crap about LARP, and like last year, for probably the last 3 months of the year, I had no interest in LARP. Oh, I was doubtful I was even going to bother coming back. I was that close. I was just like, yeah, no interest. Jack, get rid of everything and not bother anymore. I've got more important things, and I don't want to deal with LARPers, because we are a strange.
I mean, they are a bit weird. Like, let's be honest.
Really are. But it's been so nice just to see how much you put in something about LARP, and I've been doing it a lot over the last couple of weeks. I've been looking at YouTube and unfortunately Twitter and Reddit, just to do like a little bit of see what everybody likes about LARP, and see what gets people motivated and stuff like that. Unfortunately, for a lot of people out in the world, the thing that motivates them most about LARP is themselves, and it's not so much how what they can do in the game, or they can do everything like that. It's more about I want to go off and look good in a field somewhere.
Yeah, I think that might be something more to do with, because we've had such a long time in between events. It's kind of hard. It almost gets a bit harder to describe what Empire is, because usually the longest time between an event is like 6 months, something like that, between E4 and E1. And in that time, you can kind of say, well, just get your basic kit and then come along to the next one, and you'll figure it out, and you can see it. But because it's been so long, we've now had like 2 years, more than 2 years, something like that, a lifetime of saying like, oh, just wait until you get there. That people have had to figure it out for themselves to like build characters and start building kit.
Yeah.
And I think especially if you come from like the D&D perspective, where you can be the main character, or a main character in a small group. If that's like your touchstone for what roleplay is, you're going to assume that the LARP and by extension Empire is the same.
True. I guess I never think of it or look at it like that. I've always been, my roleplay has always been, right, what can I mean, especially with Mac, I think is the perfect example for me of what can I do to give everybody else a memorable event, fight, evening, anything really. I'm more there to do what I can to help everyone else, and I enjoy doing that. But that's just my perspective on it. That's what I enjoy. But I think everybody gets out of it. I mean, everyone gets whatever they need to out of LARP at the end of the day, don't they? Everyone has different reasons. Like that group of swingers who I accidentally sat down and had drinks with. That was
amazing.
That was fun. They get what they need to. That's all I can say. That's all I'm going to say on that subject. But it's. I had a chat with someone on the Discord a few days ago, and basically decided that anybody who is more talented at making kit, so that they can just get in the bin, a really nice, comfy, well-kitted bin, but Jesus. They're so. I don't know how many new people you've seen posting their kit on Facebook across all the nations.
I'm so jealous. I wish I had like this much time, and I wish I had that much energy to make it all. Like the kit I have as Val has taken like 4 years to build up. It's had like 4 years of growth and dirt and grime and grub and stuff, and there's new players that look better than we do, and it's that's amazing. I love it. I'm so excited about all the new people coming in. Like I can't wait.
Yeah. It wasn't meant as an insult. It was meant as a sarcastic. They can get in the bin, because Jesus Christ, some of the stuff I've seen out there. There's have you seen the new the Calavesi archer? He's posted his stuff and put it into the Wintermark group with all the horns and the furs.
Is that the one? Yeah, they look great.
I'm looking at my kit going, wow, I got a new bit of kit that was added, so I don't need to do anything else to my kit for another 2 years. So it's that's
I think it's very easy to get into that mentality. I think a lot of probably a lot of the older LARPers have kind of that mentality, especially if you play like a combat character and you don't necessarily expect to last too long. I think there can be like, I've got what I need. I'll see how long the character lasts. But I think it is because of the whole gap. People have had 2 years to get a kit ready, and they're not thinking about their character dying on the first event, because that's never ever happened.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of, when it comes to like combat characters, as you say, people very much, it's like, well, we'll have the basics and then we can go from there. I mean, my old group decided that they weren't going to upgrade my business at all or give me any stuff, because I'm just a combat character, so my character's going to die. So that was 7 years ago. But obviously I've moved away from the 2 feet now, not name dropping. Bunch of dicks. No, they're great. But
yeah, I mean, it's in no way a bad thing. Like if having like what you need is great. That's all you actually need. But I'm so in awe of the creativity of like, 50, 100 new players that have like really knocked it out of the park.
Well, I've heard we're due to get around 300 brand new players at E1. Numbers could potentially hit 3,000 as well.
I think that's fair. We were about 2.4, something like that.
Yeah,
last
just
event.
under 2.5. So as Dawn's just said as well, a lot of people are retiring their characters to come back as something new as well. Wouldn't it be great if all of a sudden 60% of the Senate has gone when they come back because everyone's just retired their character, and then all of a sudden, because it was brought up, that wouldn't it be interesting if all of a sudden all of these brand new players, they go into the same nation, so we'll say Navarre, they go into, say, Leathaven, and the senator for Leathaven is very much I'm safe here, don't have to do anything. All of a sudden 80 new people in Leathaven, and they all vote, and they're in one group, they've all voted for this one other brand new player and be replaced. I would love that.
I mean, that's entirely possible in Navarre. Like, Navarre's voting structure is entirely democratic. You stand behind who you want to win.
Yeah.
It might be harder in other nations. It'd probably be a bit harder in Arisen, where you have to get ritual law to vote. But I'm so excited at how surprising this next event will be, because certainly a bunch of people will retire characters. But I've got different aims to what I had 2 years ago when I was knocking around as Foul. Like, a bunch of people are going to be playing different games.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot like, I mean, I wasn't there, but I imagine it'll be a lot like when the game started. You know, when Britta went and when the previous Empress, or previous ×2 Empress, went and killed off all the important people. Everyone had to run for those positions, and it'd be amazing if that could happen again. But
yeah,
we'll see.
I'd love, that would be really, really good. Just to see how. I think the big thing is to see how everybody reacts. I think that's the main part of it. I think for me, anyway, I like it when something happens in game, and you just don't know how people are going to react to it. So it's like in Wintermark when someone was killed and other people got blamed for the murder, and it's just like they were nowhere. They weren't even. How have you come to that? It's like the Empire equivalent of QAnon, I guess. And they came to like the farthest extreme idea of who caused this death, and then there was a massive scrap going on outside the Artisan's Arms, and it's just that was great. I still don't understand how it happened or how they came to that conclusion, but watching that scrap go on was just that. I think that typified my game, and I loved to watch that sort of stuff happen. So well, you obviously can't go into details about your plans because obviously it's a find out in play sort of thing. But how drastically have your plans changed?
I mean, I'm still doing that thing that everyone seems to know I'm going after, and I'm still playing Foul. But just like life has changed outside of Anvil. You know, like I got a different job. I was doing some other stuff like on the side, and I can't sink in as much time as I could before.
No.
You know, I could take 3-4 days off every event to have loads of prep and to be on site early, and that might not be possible.
No.
So we'll see. Who knows?
Yeah, I've got that from a lot of people who things have changed. It's like Hurst Hall is potentially going through a massive change, and Hurst Hall may no longer exist. So, because obviously, so Chris is retiring Grim, and him and his other half are heading off to a different nation.
Yeah,
with some other people, which is thankfully I don't think it's happening at E1 because I don't think that's the right send off. I think we need because we've just challenged the Iron. We've just challenged the Iron Duke as well. So I think I've persuaded him to see that through, and then that'll be it. And he's not going to kill him either. It's just he's just going to leave. And then at least he can play him at some player events, and we can get him out of the cupboard. So it's So that's going to be fun. But yeah, we all might be leaving to go to Varushka or the League.
Oh, cool.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've been playing Mac for 7 years.
How many nations has Mac been in now? Is it just the 2?
3. Started in
3.
Urizen, then went to Navarre, and he's now in Wintermark.
Of course, because you are the same character, aren't you? You weren't a previous character in Arisen.
No. So my first character, Cernanos, was told not to come back from a battle for a murder he didn't commit. Just saying. And then, yeah, so then I came up with Mac as a throwaway character.
I see. Yeah.
And I've been playing him ever since. So
I mean, that's a really nice start to a new, LARP season. Is chatting with the Varushkan egregore to see if you've got a better place in that. If you want to carry on with Mac, is to see.
That could be interesting. I think the only interesting part will be when Mac's done every single nation, and I'm sat down chatting with the Orc Gregor, and just like so. I'll need a lot of surgery. Or I could just decapitate an orc and then wear his head. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah,
that's yeah. We'll put that in the experimental option.
I would love that. I think that would be the greatest ending for Mac ever. Right, Mac is now in the Imperial Orcs, and then he just starts changing and just dies. That'll be it. That would be a great ending. It's like, well, what an idiot. Oh yeah, well yeah, we understand now why you did it.
Yeah,
I think
what did you think?
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. So, Bethany said, might be a bit devastated if I don't see Mac and Grim high. It's it's an experience. But I don't think any of my plans have changed at all, really, for Empire. I think, like everyone, I'm just looking forward to actually seeing people and being in the same space as them again.
Yeah, massively.
And that's been such a huge thing. Thanks for subbing, Max. That's awesome. 6 months, crazy fool. So it's yeah. It makes me get quite emotional thinking about it all, because when you're in that field and you're a different person around so many people, you get quite caught up in it all, don't you? And you just sit there, like having drinks and stuff like that. It's like in that field. I mean, it's like one of the best moments that's ever happened for me in that field. Obviously, apart from meeting my future wife there. She's not in the room, so she's not going to murder me, so it's fine. One of the things that happened there was actually with Chris, was where he just wandered over. And he wasn't having a good time of it at the moment, and he was just like, should we just go for a wander and have a drink? So we did. We just went and wandered around, and we sat at an empty 2 feet camp because they had all buggered off to go elsewhere to drink. And it was just us two sat by the fire, just having a drink, and we just dropped out of character just to chat, because I think at that moment in time, that's what he needed. That's what was needed at that sort of moment in time. So it could have been with anybody, but I think that sort of moment where it's just like, because it was silent apart from like these sporadic bits of singing going on and little conversations and stuff like that, and it was an amazing moment. Jesus, John, that's a terrible joke. An Urzeni, a Navari, a Wintermarker, and a Varushkan walk into a bar. The barman says, so what'll it be, Mac?
Wow.
Oh, God. I wonder, how do you know of anybody who has joined, as the same character, gone from one nation to another, apart from Mac?
I know a couple of people who have changed nation. The majority have only changed nation once. I think I know one person who's maybe on their 3rd or 4th nation. But it sort of gets to the point where you kind of... There haven't been enough years playing to have given you enough time to actually spend the right amount of time, like figuring out which nation you should be in, to have tried lots of them. Like I think if you go to an egregore and you're on your third nation, and they're like, I'm not, is this really the right one? Like you've not been sure about the other ones. I think you do. Yeah. It's a life change. It changes your entire character's life and family and job and everything.
I think because Mac was part of his backstory was his mum told him to go off and fight for Urizen as a sentinel, and Mac was a blacksmith, so he had a business and it just fit. But I don't think Steve was prepared enough for Urizen personally.
Yeah.
So nothing on the nation at all, because I know quite a lot of people in Urizen, and Urizen looks like a lot of fun. But I think you need to have a right group with you as well to do it. So I struggled going there on my own. I thought I was bullish enough to do it, but I'm not, really not.
Solo play is hard at the best of times.
Yeah. I think every time someone has said to me that they're playing solo, I've always wanted to try to introduce them to people in their nation so that they aren't going in. So, I mean, funnily enough, this is a nice little segue. So, our extreme makeover thing.
Yeah.
So, I have to introduce you to the winner of it. So, the lovely lady who I don't actually know her name. I know her Discord name, but she's I said to her today, actually, funny enough, I got introduced to a guy through a friend who's come over from America, and he's at uni over here, so he doesn't have anything at all. Extreme Makeover Bob Edition. It works. So he has absolutely nothing. So I sat down and had a chat with him, and then he said his other half, she was coming along to Empire for the first time as well. So I just thought, well, this is kind of just like perfect. It's just fallen into my lap, really. So we can't do this. So I said to her today, I said, oh yeah, you'll be with Matt. And I said, and she was like, oh right, is this Matt from like Armchair Armories and Orcs Planet? And I was like, yeah, that's the one. She's like, isn't it cheating if I get him? It's like, well, yes, it is actually.
Well, hang on, no. Great, it can't be cheating because we have both agreed to fight this out against each other. So having me or having you as like the sponsor shouldn't mean the other one is cheating.
Well, I just think it's a talent thing, to be honest. It's talent, knowledge.
Look, you have a very unique experience of Empire that is going to be very interesting for the person you're finding costume for.
Yeah, so I've got a guy. His Discord's J-Man, and his. So I've always described him as my victim for this. But yeah, I think so. But we'll have to get all four of us into a chat together at some point so we can talk it through. But she was very excited because I think she's realised that she's going to get some really nice bits and the time and stuff like that. Whereas I'm planning on just running around with this guy just to go, right, trousers, tunic, weapon, tankard. Let's go back to the pub, please.
How do we make this as quick to finish as possible?
Well, yeah, there's that too. But I just. Yeah, but she was coming on her own, going into the Navarre on her own. So her other half is obviously just he's going off to join Wintermark. Oh, Raven, hi, and you're hosting. Thank you so much.
Hooray!
I like it when people do that because I like the little gifs. I haven't changed one. I was going to put a Betty White gif up because she's just awesome. But still, yeah. So he was when I said that he was going to be with me. You could hear it. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, can I be with Matt? It's like, Wow, there we go then.
I guess the deluxe edition would be we both find an outfit for each person, and then they've got. But then that's a lot. It's like double the work. I'm not sure I want to do double the work.
No, that's I was going to say that's double the work. I think 200 quid, was challenge enough, but when it was, I taught myself something and I didn't like it. More likely to feature in recommended. I did not know that. I learned something else today. I don't like learning things. Thank you so much. Anyway, it was bizarre because the things I thought were going to be more expensive were cheaper, and the things that I thought, well, we could probably pick that up for this sort of price, no. So the most expensive thing, because I can't even remember what I've got it written down somewhere, the bits that we'd need to get for them. So obviously the weapon is the most expensive.
Yeah.
Thing there. But I was looking through and it's like the traders the stuff that they do on field, it's incredible, and how much they do to actually. I think the profit margin for them being in field must be very small for some of these things, because I think they realise that they're there to also help and stuff like that. So it's like best interests as well. Why do I get the feeling you're both going to speak to me for spare bits? No, not allowed to do that.
Yes. That would be cheating.
That would be cheating.
I do wonder, just thinking about it, maybe once we actually figure it out properly, I do wonder if the weapon should be like the bonus ball on the lottery. Like if you get it, that's like the extra prize. I do wonder if the weapon is there on the list, but it's like the optional extra. If you can get it, you get 10 bob points or something.
But the thing is that we're going to have 3 judges to pick a winner. So what we could do is we could have the weapon there, so we can say, right, you've got this much money spare, we've got that much money spare, so put that together, and that will buy. So that money will then go off and buy the winner a weapon. It might only be 20 quid, in which case it might buy someone a pint. But still.
Anvil prices are extortionate these days.
They've gone up. So, yeah. So that could be an option as well. But we can talk about that, because when I had a look through, I think mine came to, I think it was 180 quid, and I was quite pleased with that. So, and that was a complete, fully kitted out, but still, I digress. It was, I think it's going to be a lot of fun though. I think it's going to open a lot of people's eyes to a lot of stuff in that field. I'm also going to see if we can get Matt P to take 5 minutes of his busy day out. I don't think he'll be able to, but asking if he can come out and be a judge, just to go, yeah, that's the winner right there. Right, I'm off, and then run off again. So, but I suppose there's no harm in asking, is there?
No, definitely.
So I think it's I think that's right up his street. I think you can get a dagger for 30. Got my first kit in the Empire Field for around the same mark. Get a throwing knife for 8 quid. Yeah, that's really cool.
That works for Navarre. Sorted.
If you can't do that, get a cardboard cutout of Matt. Yeah, but we've got to pay for the cardboard cutout of Matt then, haven't we?
Yeah. Just to get someone to paint his face on a paper plate.
There you go. Just a big smiley face on a paper plate. That'll be it. So this is Matt. Yeah, we'll get a random person just to sit there with that on it, with a name badge that says "I am Matt P." Yeah. Me and a couple of others were talking about doing a little video, talking about all this sort of stuff, and just and when they were sort of saying we'd cut to a corner, we'd go, so Matt, what do you think? And it would be someone just sat in the corner with a badge that says "I'm Matt P" wearing a horse mask. and that would be it. I just thought that would be so funny, and then could just do random things along that.
Or it'd be like when someone's in like a documentary and they don't want to be known, so like they're backlit and their voice is like warbled.
Mm.
And it just, Matt P could come up as the name descriptor, and it's just like someone in shadow. It's just some random.
Yeah, with a really like squeaky voice or something like that. I'm trying to think of. Yeah, but yeah. Well, I'll have to think about that one close to the time, because hopefully it all gets to go on and everything. Just use the echo effect you've just discovered. Thank you, Beth. Thank you. Oh dear. So how much have you missed Empire then? How much has it been on your mind? And
So when I started Empire, and for probably the first I guess up until 2019, there wasn't a day that I didn't think about Empire, and I didn't think about my character and what we were getting up to.
Yeah.
And because I've done one or two like small player events recent, like the tail end of last year and the beginning of this year. Until then, I probably went 6-8 months without even thinking about it. Because even though I've been making kit and stuff, it's not been Empire specific.
No.
But the one thing that's made me really, really frothy now is seeing Andy in his new League kit, and seeing his stupid little face in his pink and yellow get-up, and his little booty shorts. It's I'm just seeing how happy he is. I'm like, I want that. I want that at Empire again. That'd be great. Thanks, please.
Yeah, it's because I've only seen Andy and Dennis in theirs, and it's just sort of like looking at them both, going, "Get in the bin. You look too good. Get in the fucking bin now, please. How dare you?"
The best thing I've found, because we got some of the pictures back from Wassail, and it's a Marcher event. It's set in the Viking Museum up in York, like the farming museum. It's all muddy. It's all brown. Everyone's very dour, and all of the pictures of Andy, they look like someone's really over contrasted him, and then like sucked all of the colour out of everyone else.
Yeah.
And that's just a normal picture. Like, there's been no Photoshop there. It's like, how are you? It's this muddy. How is your velvet not like gone grubby? What's going on?
Velvet as well. Oh my god! Even more disgusting. Get in the bin even more.
Yeah. Is it? What's his name? John Hammond, the Jurassic Park guy. Spared no expense.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God. All of the kit all of the player events that I've seen of everybody, just like seeing them out in their kit going like, it's like, and I'm like, I don't know any of these people. I don't recognise any of them from a muddy field in the Midlands. And then all of a sudden you see them like just walking around, just these photos of them, and it's just like the kit standards have just gone up dramatically at Empire.
Yeah. I'm so excited that people have had a chance to try out their new characters before coming to Anvil. I think that's so cool. I would have loved the chance to like go to a player event and figure out what's going on and interact with people.
Yeah, it's been a strange one, because I've spoken to a few people and they're saying, "No, I'm ready to hit the ground running," and it's like, nah, you're not. It's a different, very very different beast is going to a proper mainline event at Empire, and it's like I've been trying to say to people, just don't, like, because at player events you can walk around all bullshit and be the big I am. You can do it at Empire as well, but if you're not, then the people who are will probably put you in your place quite quickly. So I'm looking forward to seeing how a lot of the new people that I know do at a mainline event. I think it's going to be great. I just want to see mainly how their characters change. I think is going to be the big thing, because I think playing your character at a player event around a few, like 30 people, is good, but it's like you're out with your mates in a way.
Yeah.
Doing it when you're in a field with, say, 3,000 other players, and you've got to walk around into other camps, and you've got to talk to people who you don't know out of character, and you're talking to them in character. I think that's going to be an interesting concept for a lot of people to take on board. God, it sounds really negative. It's definitely not a negative. It's a real positive, and it's a big thing, and I can't wait to see how they do it.
I think you're right in that it is a totally different experience, but I do think that those people that want to play more extrovert, like confident characters, who are like, I'm the head of my guild in Temeshwar, or I'm the chief warden in the Vale in Varushka. The fact that they've been able to be their characters and be more like big and bolshy at player events, hopefully that'll big them up to do it still at Anvil, and it won't be like they're coming in for the first time trying to find their feet, because they kind of know who they are. I think that's such a big leg up.
Yeah, I think it could go. I think it could go like everything at LARP. It could go one way or another. You could be, like Pete said, ready to hit the ground sluggishly. I think you could, if you've done all these player events, then you can get into the field, and it's like, right, well, I know these players are very. So I have to read what. Come on, mouse works. Just said that. Okay, so said that. I feel a lot of longer term players are going to bare their teeth at some new players trying for positions and getting a shock when they don't back down and just keep gunning for them and pushing. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I've had new players say to me that they are looking forward to coming up to me in character and saying something dumb or like aggressive and stuff like that. But I have had to say to these players, I said, please don't. Out of character, please don't. Because I have had to pay so many fines for assault at Empire. It's unbelievable.
What are you on, like thrown and a half now, something like that?
It's ridiculous. No, I think it was 6 crowns, my last fine. Or I assaulted a Brass Coast guy who was trying to defend someone, and I didn't realise he was defending him, so I went and put him down onto his bleed count.
Oh.
So, yeah, I apologised, gave him money, and that was it. So it's going to be... So I have to say to people, please, just, like, rein it in and stuff like that. I know, like... because you know me, you know about Mac and all of this sort of stuff. So I think there's also a case of just a little bit of be careful too, because I don't want someone who's been to all these player events and stuff like that to come running into the field and go, no, I'm not going to back down, and then they walk around and 20 minutes later this person and all of their mates has just murdered them. It's like, oh... Yeah, I don't know. I think that's just me wanting to protect people a little bit.
That's fair. I think it become very quickly apparent that like murder and being actually quite aggressive to other people isn't going to get you anywhere.
No.
And that there's like 1,000 other ways to get your way and to get the thing you want than being basically violent.
Yeah, actions have consequences. Yeah, my bank account knows it. In the field, I'm pleased. I've got 2 very rich benefactors pay my fines for me when I ask. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's like I really want to see the new players like going up and challenging for positions, like I was saying earlier about the senators and stuff like that. Love to see that. Love to see them. Become a senator, go for the gen. I mean, I think becoming a general is a bit more difficult than it seems to be entwined, and
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how other nations do it, but in the Orcs, like we just have a fight, and if if a new Orc banner turned up with 20 mates and they'd practiced a bit of sparring at home, if they can fight as a team, they could become general.
Ooh.
I don't know how it works in other nations. I assume you have a fight or something over becoming general.
Nah, votes mainly.
Oh.
No. Yeah, it would be good. I mean, I think a lot of nations seem to want people to do like get a bit of practice in beforehand, so become like a unit commander, and then do a bit more work for the generals, and then just adjutant, and then go and then fall into the role in that way. So it can't be like E1 Year 1, where the general who I was second to was crap. So after the first battle, where nothing went right for him, we went back into the Navarre. There's a vote to get rid of him, and they put me in his place. So, was it close last time? Was it, guys? Okay. Well, I have heard that like in a lot of nations that the general votes are quite close. Again, I think more people want to see more other people doing it. So, like, if you've been in that role for a long time, then it's a case of, well, yeah, let's give someone else a chance. I mean, at the end of the day, it is a game.
Yeah.
As well, and I've always been of the opinion of I will do. Steve's here for a holiday and to have fun, and I pay good money for this, so I don't want a general coming over and shouting at me, and that's why I shout back. It's because, yeah, that's it. I'm quite happy to do that, but I know a lot of people aren't happy with that sort of side of confrontation. So, I don't know. I can see some people hitting the ground running and flying. So, like Kyle, for example, with his high guard. I think he's going to walk into high guard and... Oh my god, he's going to become the Donald Trump of high guard, isn't he? With his extreme views.
That's
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's anywhere near as bad, but yeah,
no?
Possible.
That'd be great. I'd love that. I'd love that. Going to build a wall around high guard.
Build a wall around Scarsind, and then explode it.
I look forward to meeting a lot of new players. That's for sure. That's something I can't. The Donald Trump of high guard. Cheers, Baz. I can't wait to meet new players though, and just walk around and just. It's because that's something I've done at every single event. Is when I've seen someone walking around who looks a little bit lost. I've made a point of going up to them. I don't know them or anything like that. I've just made a point of going over and saying hi. And I think the last time I did it, it turned out to be a league senator who was just lost. It went well. It went really well. So it was fun. It was good. But I want to meet as many new players as I can. And so it's going to be good. I mean, how many are the Orcs getting many new players this year? This event?
I couldn't say. 2, I reckon. That's the standard government issued response. There'll probably be 2 new Orcs, maybe 3. I would absolutely love to see a whole new banner of Orcs rock up, or a couple of whole new groups of Orcs rock up. That'd be amazing. And really change it around, but. I haven't noticed anyone like on the Facebook pages or on the Discords particularly being like super new interested in Orcs, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think that I've seen a couple of people who are interested. I think, like for me, Orcs are going to need a lot of prep work for me.
I think a lot of it will be like try monstering. Try being in an Orc mask for 2 hours, see how that holds up. If you're fine with that, then that's a good like litmus test for whether you can crack it as an Orc.
I mean, reading through all of the archetypes and stuff like that, I didn't realise there were quite so many. So when I wrote them out, it was very much Jesus Christ. There's like 60 odd, I think, maybe close to 70.
Yeah, you've got your work cut out for you.
Oh yeah, this is an entire year's worth of content. It's great. It's sort of like done it all for me. But I was going through the Orcs one, and I was just like, the Reavers sound so much fun. They really,
I
really
think
do.
you'd love being a Reaver.
Yeah.
That's what if like as soon as you even contemplated being an Orc, I'm like, yeah, Steve's going to be a Reaver.
Yeah, it's they look so much fun. They really, really do. It's doing anything. Is it mercenary work, fighting, mercenary work, doing anything for money? Pretty much. I was just like, oh.
They're like maggots, but if maggots were cool.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's like no one likes a maggot. No one. Even maggots don't like maggots.
That is another the Wintermark archetype, not
Yeah.
not actually the.
Not an orc one. Yeah, and it was. I think the shock was when I got into League and Dawn, because they've got like 30 archetypes between them. They've got
Really?
They've got loads. They've got so many. I've got the. I don't know if it's gonna. Archetype chats. Let's have a quick look. Has that got rid of it all on my? No. So Brass Coast, Demiro, Kohan, Soutenir, Hakima, Corsair, Scrivener. Dawn, Earl, Knight Errant, Questing Knight, Troubadour, Witch, Geyser, Enchanter, Seneschal, Advocate, Retainer. Oh, Highguard, I got loads. Exarch, Guardian, Unconquered, Cataphract, Wayfarer, Inquisitor, Steward of the Dead, Magister, Benefactor, Archivist, Grey Pilgrim. Orcs, Warlord, Pitfighter, Shaman, Preacher, Warcaster, Oathright, Bonesetter, Thief Taker, Reaver. Oh no, I think I've got... No, the League have got like 6. Merchant Prince, Bravo, Bishop, Troop Magician, Montbank, and Kikabeo. Marches have got Stuart, Beater, Yeoman, Monk, Friar, Landskeeper, Mummer, Alderman. Navarre have got Brandthorn, Guide, Broker, Vate, Urizen, Arbiter. That was a weird one. On the archetype page, they have all of the archetypes listed, apart from Urizen, where you have to go off to a separate page to read them.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
It's bizarre, isn't it?
I just noticed that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Urizen, Arbiter, Architect, Illuminate, Mage, Seer, Sentinel, Stargazer, Sword Scholar, Torchbearer, Quester, Varushka, Boyer, Warden, Schlachter, Wise One, Volhov, Kabbalist, Storytellers, Zena, Wintermark, Thane, Bannerbearer, Stormcrow, Runesmith. Oh, get rid of the link. Come on. Icewalker, Mediator, Maggot, Mystic, Scop, Grimnir, and Mac. So it's a bizarre one. It really, really is.
Also, I think I could be wrong because I haven't looked at the character creator, like the engine, in a while. But I think they've just put Citizen now, so you don't even have to pick an archetype. You can just put Citizen down.
Yes,
which is
I'd
pretty
heard
cool.
that as well. So yeah, it was crazy. I was absolutely shocked when I read all that. I mean, that's taken me down to line like 107. It's absolutely insane.
I mean, if you're able to get someone in to talk on all of them, that's a lot of new people you're going to meet.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, looking at it now, because I hadn't looked at it for a little bit, I've got the only ones I haven't got anyone nation I haven't got anyone for. So Varushka, Urizen. There's people in it now. Jesus, loads. Marches. No one for the League or... Wow. I've just put for... Well, I'm just going to put for the Orcs. Just Matt. Highguard's got a few people. Dawn have got quite a few people as well. I think Dawn have been the most picked up there. But I think there's loads there.
I do feel like Dawn, at least out of the Hefty fam, seems to have the largest contingent of new blood coming in, which is very cool. It is a very pretty nation.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. Reese has picked Citizen. So that's cool.
Cool. Yeah. Because in the Orcs, we used to have Soldier that was the generic, like, if you don't want to be like the top in your field of whatever you are. You're just a soldier, because obviously we were all legionnaires at the time, and that was cool. And I think when we got Scarsend, it got taken away. But it's nice that there is not a lesser one, but one that's a bit more, because they're not, the archetypes are there as as a guide, right? Like Barbosa says, they're a guide, they're not a rule.
Yeah.
And you can be things other than them, but they're still. I guess the whole point of an archetype is like that sort of person is more likely to come to Anvil than a citizen, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, like, yeah, if you're going to play a citizen, it's because you're not sure yet, and then you'll get there, and then you'll find something that you'll go into.
Yeah. Because they do, like, PD gives out plot dependent on your archetype, which is cool.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Curtis has just said he's listed in a lot. Where he played a Thorn Brand last character, and a Guide Vate with Nathair, his new character. So that's cool. Baz is hoping to join Dawn. Loads of people look at Dawn now, because I've seen that. Because other people have gone over to. I know a few people have gone over to Dawn. So like Mark's gone over to Dawn, and I'm really looking forward to see his new character as well. I've heard. I mean, I'm not going to give anything away now because he's put so much effort into this new character. Because obviously, like where he played Sigvald beforehand, and Sigvald was at a character. I really liked Sigvald as a character concept and all of this sort of stuff. In character, I fucking loathed him. And was actually planning on murdering him at one day. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, he wasn't going to survive much longer. He wronged Mac in a really big way, really insulted him. And so Mac he wasn't going to come back from a battle one day. I think I'd found the perfect moment to do it as well. And I was working my way over, but he had the crap kicked out of him instead and got pushed back all the way through it all. So it was a shame. But I've heard so much about his new character that it's going to be really, really good. And I'm really excited to see, because I think it's going to be breaking a lot of, I suppose, looks and stereotypes and stuff like that in game as well. He's put a lot of effort into this. So he's in a... Is it a house in Dawn?
Yeah, I think it's a... Yeah. Is it a noble house or just a house? I don't know.
Yeah, he's in a house of one, and he's going to be looking to get involved in stuff when he moves on. So it's I'm really looking forward to that. But I don't think Wintermark have had too many new people.
I think... Now, don't get me wrong. I think Wintermark is very... I love Wintermark as a nation. It's actually probably my favourite human nation. But it's very easy as... like a lot of... You can get kit for it very easy. And it's easy as like, oh, I'm not sure where I want to go. My mates are going to Wintermark. I'll join Wintermark. And I think because people have had time to look through the briefs more in depth now, I think you can kind of... People have had a chance to figure out what they'd want to play a bit more.
Yeah.
Which might kind of even the playing field a little bit with regards to like what nation people are going into.
Yeah, because I noticed that a lot of people who have joined Wintermark during the whole with Mark Humes' videos, and that came when they came out. I noticed that a lot of people who have joined Wintermark because of them they're now in different nations. So, and I think a lot went off to join the League. So I think League have picked up quite a few. Highguard have picked up quite a few as well. So I think it's a really, really nice thing. So I mean, get people into the game, but then you'll find your footing elsewhere. So
I think there are nations like the League that are more. Once you see them in play and you see other people as them, you think, oh, that's actually really, really cool. Because I would never have thought about joining the League, but like having friends in the League and role playing with them and like seeing the amazing kit they get to wear, I'm like, yeah, I kind of fancy wearing like stupid Landsknecht Bravo kit and having like long leather boots. Like that'd be amazing.
See, that's not what appealed to me. I think when yeah, as Gigi just said, there's a lot of versatility in Dawn. So it's definitely. I think when I like, for me, it's character concepts. That's what I enjoy the most. I don't look at kit and go, right, I want to wear something like this and let's make a character to fit that. I go, right, what sort of out there memorable character do I want to play first? So, because I mean, me joining coming to Empire for the first time, I've spoken about it a few times with not wanting to come, no interest in LARP or anything like that, and then my friends literally dragging me and paying for everything, and it was yeah. So yeah, you can blame them basically, and so my first character was literally a character just to sit behind the scenes, not do anything, watch. I just wanted to be there to fight, drink with my mates. That was it.
Yeah.
And then I found after the first, I think it took me. I still remember the first time. So being like ex-military for me, and going into that first ever battle with the Navarre, and me saying to the general who I replaced, just like, and he's like, "We need to do this, this, and this," and I was just like, "Please don't." And he was like, wasn't listening, so I was getting more and more annoyed. So I started shouting at other people and barking orders, and so that sort of like, and I was just like, yeah, I'm in this now, and that was it for me. And I remember that exact moment. But it became, after that character, I'd already decided that, well, obviously when he died, and I made a throwaway character that I've loved, and I've now changed to be what I want to be, something memorable and a bit of a twat. But I like to play characters that are a bit more unique, and I don't want to just fit in. So for like League, I wanted to play a chef, but not a high up market. I don't want to be like, what was his face, Salt Bay, and just drop that crap and do that shit. I want to be like there with the leather thing, apron, and look an absolute mess with it all, and just be an just so people go, "Are you sure you're in the league?" And it's just like, well, yeah, but I'm really good at this, and people come to me for my food. So yeah, why wouldn't I be in the league? And stuff, something like that. So, but then again, though, it's like with Varushka, for example. Every time I think of Varushka, I'm led back to my favourite character in any computer game, book I've ever read, anything like that, including Lord of the Rings, I have to admit, and Vesemir. Yeah, that guy is just, he's a really strict dad.
Yeah.
Bit of a, but he sits down and he tells stories, and so I've been reading the books, and I love him, absolutely adore him.
I mean, I think just quickly that's something worth saying, and like saying louder for the people at the back, in that if you want to play a Witcher, they fit really well in Varushka.
Massively.
Wardens are a thing. Please, if you really like The Witcher, go there. Don't go to Wintermar.
Don't come to Winter. And I tell you, if I hear someone sing "Toss a coin to your fucking toss a coin," I will kill them in character.
Oh, it's been long enough since. I imagine that I haven't seen season 2 yet, but I imagine there's a new song in season 2 that's more likely that people will sing. Probably.
Yeah, season 2 is really good. Really recommend it. I loved it. Leaguish excellence in cooking is on brief. Thank you, Gigi. Toss a crown to your warden, O Empire of Plenty. Oh my god.
Maybe. I don't know. Are wardens like I feel like they're a bit. I don't feel like mercenaries really fit apart from in the League, I suppose.
Yeah, well, orcs for mercenaries.
I guess that's more like yes and no.
Well, Reavers.
Reavers, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Varushka. League. Well, I mean, you've got like the Seawolves, and their entire thing is on them being mercenaries who go out and do stuff for other nations. They sell them. They sell themselves off, don't they? So I think it's yeah. So yeah, Orc on the Golden Hill. that said Reavers.
Yeah.
As well, but I think there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I like the fact that when it comes to character concepts, so if you step away from Empire, and you've got someone who says, right, I want to play Aragorn, I want to play Vesemir, I want to play Alucard, I want to play I'm trying to think of someone who's a real just dickhead character, really, but it's something like that. So you cover the whole spectrum. So I the way I look at it is you've got right. So this concept here, it fits perfectly. So Vesemir fits perfectly for, I'd say, either if you wanted to take certain aspects, so as a Scop in Wintermark, just to tell the stories, or a Warden in Varushka, or a young Vesemir would be a Thorn in Navarre, maybe. Something like along those sorts of lines. But then you'd say, right, okay, would Vesemir fit in Highguard? Probably not. Not on that sort of level. Urizen? Probably not. But then you go, Pete wants to play Bob Hoskins as Smee. But I think you can go to the other ends. So, like Porthos, Aramis, something like that. It's like, for me, Urizen, Highguard, League, that's that sort of area. Would you see them in Wintermark? No, probably not. But I think that's the great versatility of Empire, is that they've created such a broad spectrum, and you can take little bits from the brief and say, right, this fits my little character there. It's like my entire reasoning for Mac being in Calavesi was because of one line in the entire Calavesi brief that fits. Just one line, and that goes off elsewhere and about like totemic magic and all of that sort of stuff. Yeah. So that fits for me in that sort of direction. So, but I like it when I see people saying, I've got this kit and I've made all this and I want to play this. But it's like, okay, that's fine. But I love it when people come in and go, I want to play Bob Hoskins as Smee at Empire. Where would I go? Like, I have no idea. Where would you go? Where would he go? League, maybe? These 3 Musketeers is so heavily orcs. The family you make when your lives are in each other's hands every day. Would fit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who else would you say is? I'm on a thing with this now. Who else would you say then would typify an orc? Which
an orc? See, I don't know. I think this is interesting because I don't. That's not how I create characters. I think you and I almost the polar opposites in how we make characters. Like, I don't really think about characters that exist in popular culture and like, I want to play like that guy. It's all, for me, it's all the aesthetic. And it's like, what is the coolest looking nation in my eyes? And then I'll be a spot, and then I'll figure out the character and play.
Well, that's a good shout there, John. Dawn for Smee and Noble's Yo Folk.
Yeah.
That works. There you go, Pete. We'll see you in Dawn.
Yeah, maybe like a seneschal.
Yeah. See, I like character concepts, and then I like to alter it and stuff, because I don't know if you saw this thing on Facebook or where people were saying like these 3-4 characters, like this is the sort of like personality traits that make my character like fit. This is who would be my character and stuff like that. So it's like I've got Hudson from Aliens, Spike Milligan. I can't remember who the fourth one was, and I had Rollo from Vikings. It was just like It's like so far, they're just so far out there in their little areas, but it's really, that's the sort of thing I like, because I want to know how like to think about how to talk to people and stuff like that. So I like to come in with an idea of how I'm going to interact with someone in certain situations, and then I can just think, okay, well, now I can go off and, like, this will change, this will grow, because your characters always change when you start anyway, when you're in the field, because you're not comfortable with something, you become more comfortable with certain areas and stuff like that. So it was like proposing to everybody I meet became just, it became a Mac thing. But it's, I really like that sort of thing.
I mean, like, to be fair, having thought about it, not that I ever went out on that path, but Fal is basically Padme and Obi-Wan if they had a kid that happened to be an orc. That's Fal, like, in a nutshell. Completely unintentionally.
I can't wait to meet you in character, because I've spoken to the majority of the other people looking to go for the throne, and I think you're one I haven't spoken to you. Has anyone actually agreed to marry Mac? No. That's the point. That's the point, though. I'm never going to do an in-character marriage again. So they're messy. They can get quite messy. I look forward to playing Lashir for the first time, because I'm sure I'll learn a lot about who they are. Yeah, definitely. Oh, I was gonna say, I remember before everything went down, obviously with COVID, I was talking to a brand new player in the bar, and he did not know, like, he was just on his own, and he just sat at a table. I was having a bit of a I can't think how to describe. Mentally, I was just I was just noping out all over the place, and I just didn't want to be around people, so I just went off to the bar.
Yeah,
and I was just there, and I was just like, and I looked around, and you could see that, like, there wasn't many people in there, because at that sort of time there generally isn't. And he was just sat in the corner on his own, looking really unhappy. And I was just sort of like, see, that's how I feel right now. So we could probably do with each other's company. So I walked over and had a chat. And first event, on his own, didn't know anybody. He was in Wintermark, and he was just saying that he wanted to be like this real loud, shouty, aggressive type and stuff like that, because he thought it would bring him out of his shell and the things.
Yeah.
And but he just said he did it once, and he had like 12 people turn around and shout at him, and he couldn't deal with it, so he didn't like it. And I was just like, okay. I said, well, I guarantee you they don't remember you for a start, so that's fine. So this is a good step. So we just had a little chat, and I was just like, it's like, don't go all loud and aggressive. I said, just like rein it in a bit and just talk to people instead. Be quiet and be a bit more reserved, and then the more you interact with people, the more stuff will come out. So I remember walking up to what was Wyvern's Watch at the time, because I know they had a massive influx of new players, and I did an introduction there, and and he sat down and he went off. So he's now in Urizen, and I believe he went off into a skirmish with a load of Urizeni and had a chat, and then he went off and spent a lot of time with them. So his character, he didn't retire or anything like that. His character literally moved from Wintermark to Urizen.
Yeah.
It was really nice to hear. It was cool. Really, really nice to hear. I like hearing those sorts of things, but it was very much just needed that one little push in the right direction to talk to someone, and it was really, really good. Andrew says, I'm anxiously looking forward to playing Alzar and standing up to people brazenly, then trying to negotiate a deal to avoid the incoming fight. So, yeah, being Barry Scott doesn't suit everyone as a first character. No.
I think it's all about picking your battles, isn't it? Like, figuring out what you can be loud and proud about, because it's not going to be everything. It is like kind of learning to grow into your character. You'll find what you believe in and what hill you want to die on.
Yep.
And then, I mean, Fowl has only ever raised their voice once. And that was all of a sudden opening the gate for possibly the last battle we went on in 2019. And I read like this battle prayer. And I was just shouting my lungs off. And I looked up at the orcs as I started, and I could see them all go, "What? What is this? Like, we've never heard Fowl talk above a whisper before." And they all, like, stunned to silence. It was fucking great.
Love it. I love it. That's awesome. I look forward to making you shout again. Just fuck off! I look forward to hearing that. But that's... I think this is... It just comes back to it at the end of the day. This is the reason why we all LARP, because you get that thing that happens, and you just look at it and you just go, "Oh, that was great. That was amazing. That was my bit. I don't want to say that was my moment, because fuck me, but that was my moment. That was the big thing that I look back and go, yeah, this is why I do it. This is why these sorts of things happen and stuff." It's like I've got loads of stories as Mac. No, but my favourite ever thing to happen as Mac, to happen at Empire, wasn't even as Mac. It was as my first character, and that was running off in one of the first battles with the Urizen Egregore. She basically got separated because Urizen ran away, and so she got knocked down by a few orcs. This is where one player could happily take on 6 or 7 orcs on their own and win. You can't do it anymore. They've changed the rules enough to make it fights a lot more difficult, so you can't do it anymore. And so, like, running off towards her, and she's just lying there, and she's like looking at you, going, "Oh, can you pick me up? Help me!" It's like that, and I just go, just jump over her and run off to fight these orcs, beat them down, and then you turn around and you're there, and you sort of like actually get the moment of, I can put my weapons away, and I'm picking her up and I'm holding her. And I'm walking back towards the enemy line, and you got all of Urizen just there looking at you, smiling, and I'm just like, I feel like a fucking hero right now. That was it. That was it for me, and that's what. Yeah, just good. And these are the This is the big thing that I really want to hear about, especially from the new players, so they can go, "Oh, I struggled with this. I struggled with this. I didn't like that too much. I didn't like that too much, but I did this. I went off, I did this, I spoke to this person, I'm involved in this piece of plot, I did this in a fight, or I did anything like that." That's the bit I can't wait for. Really, I'm genuinely excited to hear all of these stories from people, because I could sit down and listen to these for hours.
Yeah.
They're great. And
we'll have to. That'll be a fucking great, like, little, montage of videos, like people sharing their first experiences of their first event. Or like their best experience.
I've already got that on. That's already number 8 on my list of things that I need to. Just want to get people just to tell a story, and then it's just like, right, next, just do that. So like, Luca has his photos montage videos that he does, which are really chilled to put on. I will add, they are so chilled. They're great. So having something like that as well, I think that'll be a real boost for a lot of people.
I think a lot of people are going to enjoy the game in ways they didn't even expect as well. I know for me, like, I don't go to Empire to shout and to like get all my aggression out and to go and fight and to like blow off steam. I go for the emotional roleplay. But the stories of my like favourite bits have been like when I've been in floods of tears and I've cried all my makeup off, and you can see like weird pink eyes under my mask. Like, you get to do so much at role playing that you don't in real life. It's fucking great.
So, Southern Bard, it's something that worries me as well. When you do smaller LARPs, you're guaranteed a plot, and smaller groups, people interact with you more easily. I think at Empire, the groups are smaller. I think Empire, you've essentially got 300, 400, 500, 600 LARPs going on within a LARP, because I know there are people who have turned up and they don't want to deal with anyone there. That everything's really crap for them at home. They're really struggling with their mental health. They've turned up and their entire LARP has been 7 people at their camp. That's it.
Yeah.
And I really wouldn't worry about that. I think he said, I'm worried that people won't talk or socialise. Worried that people will be in groups and not want to socialise with me. They will. They will. I guarantee it. I can absolutely guarantee it. All you have to do is... One of the best things that I will always recommend, and I think I've recommended it every single time I've spoken to anybody about this, is when it's like into the evening a little bit, you've had your moot standing, the big nation meetups, is just going, right, I'm going to go for a little walk around your nation, go up to a fire, and just say, hi, I'm new to Anvil, do you mind if I sit down for 5? Ta-da! You will have made about 20 new friends, because as soon as people hear new to Anvil, a lot of people converge on them as well, just to chat. Because we really want to chat. And that's it. So you'll be totally fine, really.
I think it's worth saying that like the community you get at small events is only that on a bigger scale.
Yeah.
Like if you think a lot of the people at these smaller events, you probably don't know. If you go, I went to Wassail, it's a Marcher event. It was me, 2 or 3 other orcs, and Andy. I didn't really know the other 40 people that were there, but I could go and sit with any of them and just like talk about the weather. Oh, it's really muddy here in the Marchers. What's that about? And you'll have like a lovely conversation with people. Then other people will come over. If you're sat by a fire, if you're sat out in the open where people can see you, I think if you're inside a tent, it's tricky because you can separate yourself from separate yourself from other people. But if you're somewhere public, like if you're in Navarre, if you're in the Song and Story Circle, if you're in the Orc camp, if you're by a big fire pit, like there's lots of places you can go that people will naturally congregate to, and that you'll just find yourself getting involved in stuff almost by osmosis by just being near other people.
Definitely. It's like I did a YouTube video that was actually Helen's idea of just saying you can be a background character. You don't have to turn up to be the big I am, the big front person, and shouty McShoutface or do all the politics or the magic or anything like that. You can just turn up to be there as well. So you can be totally be a background character as well.
That's entirely how FAL started. I created them halfway through an event because my previous orc had died. So I'd had a really shit event. I couldn't go out drinking with my mates on a Saturday night because I was dead. So I went to bed early, created a new orc, rolled up on Sunday, and then the next event, I was just like, I don't know who I'm going to be. I know I'm an orc. I know what banner I'm in. Like I know I look like a Jedi. I don't know what the fuck to do. And it took like just meeting people at player events, and then finding a thing I was interested in, and then all of a sudden I don't really roleplay with my banner anymore. Like I see the other Skywires, and I come in and like see them for breakfast, and I like come back and touch base with them. But like the people I roleplay with are like from every other nation possible than the orcs.
Yeah, it's. I think background characters, they start off as a background character, but you'll find that thing that you're interested in, and then you grow, and that's a great thing. It's like John said, it's interesting the chance to be a goddamn hero, but then everyone can't be Aragorn. Sometimes you need a worm tongue or the supporter. It's nice when you have a good balance of that. So yeah, that you can play whatever you want to play. You can turn up and want to be a serial killer and kill as many players as you can. You won't last. But if that's what you wanted to do to get that out of your system, great. You won't last. You really, really won't last. Your character will be so dead.
See, the thing about serial killers, or like, serial thieves, it's only fun when you get caught. If you're super successful, you get massively wealthy, you have like a 25 player character kill count or head count. If no one knows, you're
what's
the
the
only
point?
person that knows that. Like, where's the fun in that? The fun is like leaving some evidence, and then the militia coming after you, and you getting found out, and then the trial that you have, where you have to like, someone has to come and intercede on your behalf.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, the trial that I had for Cernanos was great, and everyone said that they loved the roleplay. Steve hated it, absolutely hated it, because Steve was very aware I've not done anything wrong, and I felt like I had, and I was being blamed for something else. So out of character, Steve was not a fan. But I had that epic death, and that was great fun. But it was, getting caught for something like that was great. But I think if you find that you're getting away with everything, that's just going to get boring. Because so. But you can do whatever you want to do. You can get the point is you get out of the game what you want as well. So Pete asked, do you find putting a character together, the kit, the concept, etc., more keen building, or looking forward to first playing them?
Question.
The concept for me. So coming up with like personality traits and getting a sort of style of roleplay that you want. That's what builds excitement for me. And then Pinterest has been a blessing and a curse, because I see so much cool stuff there. There are a lot of I can't remember their name. I'll have to. But there's a lady on Pinterest who does all the like facial makeup and things for bog witches and stuff like that, and she comes up with all these designs. So not prosthetics or anything like that, but I say bog witches. These are incredibly attractive women who they have said this is a bog witch. It's like, okay, so they've got all this pristine makeup on and stuff like that, and the designs of them. Yeah, the design of the but so I have loads of pictures because the makeup is the bit that I need to change, because Mac's known for his face paint as well, and the big white stripe in his beard and being overweight. It's all that's what Mac's known for. So I need to do that's what needs to change. But that's the bit I'm currently struggling with at the moment for how to change there, because my kit doesn't really need to change a great deal. So I just it's going to be there's a lot of stuff that could be interesting, but I like character concepts. They really keep me. That's what gets my excitement going. So do you like to? For Matt, is it you just like to sit down and like just design what you could wear for a character?
It's totally just making kit. That is my 2/3 of my fun at LARP is kit making. It is why I constantly make new outfits for FAL. It's because I want to make kit. That's what gets me stoked. And I don't, until I definitely want to start a new character, I won't make kit. I won't make kit for a secondary character, because then I'll be really invested in them. And then why am I playing my current one? Like, I'll wait until FAL gets assassinated in the bogs, or other things happen. To then start making kit, and that'll be it. Like, the thing that will make me frothy for an event will be last minute kit making, or a bit set dressing, or anything that's crafty.
I suppose for me, a new weapon that gets me excited as well. It's just I'd love I want a new axe right now. That's something I'm looking forward to, because my mace is I've discovered is actually broken.
Oh no!
So I'm absolutely gutted by that. So 9 iron, hopefully can be repaired, or it's
Can you get like a replica of it made?
I'm certain of it. It's one of Darren's. It's one of a regular props' lot, so I'm pretty sure he does. He churns them out.
Yeah.
So I might have to. But I want an axe now. So, but I want a like a God of War style Leviathan axe, but I want it to look like it's been made by a child again, because that's just
okay.
Because that's what my hammer is. That's what my big I said to Rob in the Navarre, one of the weapon checkers. I said to him, right, take Mjolnir, and then make it look like it was made by a child. And then he sent me the weapon, and it was just it's perfect, absolutely perfect. And I use it, and it's I've got it here actually.
Because I can't see you, I'm going to have to wait until it pops up on the stream.
Yeah. So oh yeah, true. Because the camera doesn't like OBS, but that's
nice.
That's the hammer.
See, I wouldn't say that it looks like it's made by a child. It just looks like a very practical, made for a tool purpose kind of weapon. Like, there's no frilly edges. There's no fancy anything unnecessary going on. It's just like, can this crush a skull in one swing? Yes, it can.
Yes, definitely can. Yeah, and that's exactly what I wanted. So it's been really nice just to have something like that, and it's really satisfying because every now and again you can hear all the air go out of it when you hit someone with it as well, and it's really, really nice. So I love that. So a weapon as well for me it's like deciding what's this person's what's their weapon, what are they going to use. So I think it's why a lot of people say to someone when they're going into the field, don't buy a weapon online. Wait till you're in the field and you've actually been able to hold it and give it a swing.
Yeah, it's much like any role play or TV or film thing where the weapon calls to you. It has a life of its own, and it knows it's yours before you do. There's definitely you pick up a weapon and you feel it and it feels right and it looks cool and it is the aesthetics that you want. That is definitely half the thing of buying a weapon. I would say it's why I have too many and never fight with them.
Well, I've got two, and I've got a nice big dagger as well, but I want to add a proper axe to that because the axe is the Calavesi weapon of choice. So I'll probably
also very Varushkan.
Don't get me started. Does anyone know where to get a custom weapon? A friend of mine wants a heavy cleaver sort of weapon. I can only hope to find it in the field. Regular props do custom stuff. Mike Light as well.
Pretty much every weapon maker will do, because they're all made individually, even if they batch make them. Every weapon a weapons maker makes is custom.
Yeah.
It's just whether they've got time to do them. And I mean, I guess in an ideal world, you pick the style you like. Every weapons maker has a different style. For a heavy cleaver, I definitely say Darren Stocker, a regular, fucking great.
Yeah.
Pick your style and then see if they're open to making them, and then
There's just Orc of the Golden Hills just said a regular also do quite a lot of big meaty cleavers, and I was just thinking he actually churns them out as well, doesn't he?
He might have some in stock. Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he brings them to Empire, so I'm pretty sure you'll find one there. I think they're like 70, 80 pound ballpark as well. Yeah. So
I believe they'll also be at LARPCon and maybe What's Your Game, which are all both coming up this year before Empire.
Yeah, I'm up to. Me and Helen will be at. Should be at What's Your Game. I'm gonna try to do some filming there. I hope as well.
So you realise this means we're gonna meet each other out of character.
Really?
In 3 weeks' time, then. Yeah, we're trading there. We've got our little shop set up.
Oh my god! I'm too excited now. That's amazing.
I'm gonna have to bring Foul's mouldy old head that I need to replace, so that the first time we meet can be. You're not allowed to meet me out of character.
Oh my god, that's awesome! Yeah, I've seen so many people who have said that they're going to it, and it's like I'm going to meet them for the first time.
It's a really lovely show. Like, What's Your Game is great because it's a bit more the traders that aren't the regular ones that go to LARP. Like all the ones at LARPCon are kind of the known big traders that you'll see at Empire. They'll be at LT and CP. What's Your Game is like the trader adjacent traders. So a lot of the people who can't trade at Empire, say, because there aren't any trader spaces left. You get a lot more interesting, like quirky shops there, which is cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, obviously, unless something comes up, because I know we've got like some wedding bits coming up as well that we need to go off to. So, but yeah, we are looking at going to What's Your Game. That's really cool. That's really cool. So if you get grabbed from behind by someone picking you up and swinging you around, I'm not apologising.
All right. Okay.
I'm not going to apologise. So we've been going for an hour and 45. Well, an hour and 35 if you ignore the first 10 minutes where everything went wrong. So we'll call I have to call the stream there because little one goes off to bed in a quarter of an hour. So
that's all right.
But yes. So but yeah, stay around afterwards, because yeah, I'll talk to you about my other little project and stuff. And Bethany, I will be in touch with Bethany as well because I need to put this project to her too. Cool. Yes, so thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and we will get you on more regularly because we need to work through the orc stuff and everything as well. So but we're not just doing the archetypes; we're doing all the kit as well. So we'll do a proper kit streams too to show off as much as we can. Yeah. So there's going to be loads and loads and loads of stuff.
Amazing.
Do I raid someone? I guess potentially. I don't know who else is. I don't know who that is. All right, the longest Johns. I think we'll. I quite enjoy raiding the longest Johns. I didn't realise that the longest Johns actually had an interest in LARP.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they do a lot of tabletop stuff, and they do like pirate LARPs mainly. But it'd be interesting to see if we could get them along. See if I can get them on channel, chat about LARPs. See if they can sing. Probably not, but they're big and famous now. Yeah. Right. So how do I do this then? They're doing a werewolf stream at the moment. The mini arcana is playing. Oh, right, I need to figure out how to do this because I think this has to go into. So I don't think I follow them on Twitch. So.
Oh no! You've got to twist some knobs and pull some levers. Get the old
clockwork
going.
Oh, they're playing. They're actually playing. Werewolf the Apocalypse, Heart of the Forest.
Is that the one you did a while ago?
That's the one I did. I love this game. I love this game so much. So they're about to talk and say thank you for the follow, and all of that as well. I've just joined and their chat has just said kill Uwu. So I don't know what that means, but still. So yeah, let's go off and raid. We'll go off and raid them. Mini Arcana. So yeah. So thanks everyone for watching. Thank you so much for coming on, Matt. Much love to you all. Stay safe. If you're struggling, don't forget to reach out. The world is a scary place at the moment, but we're all here for each other. So take care and spread the love. See what happens. Start raid, I guess. 6, 8, 9, 13. Awesome.
They're going.
19,
it's racking
20.
up.
Oh, that's awesome. Right. Go have fun. that should.
Hooray!